Today on CWN, are you going to the college night?
And swim has a meet today. I'm Michaela.
And I'm Jonathan. And today is Thursday, September 15th, 2022.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag.
The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Texas Pledge. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Students, just a reminder, college night is tonight from 6 to 8 here in the cafeteria. There will be over 70 college and military representatives here for you to visit with.
Attention seniors, the Gates Scholarships TGS is a highly selective scholarship for outstanding minority high school seniors that are from low-income households. Visit www.thegatesscholarship.org for more information. The deadline to apply is today, September 15th, 2022. Attention juniors, NASA's High School Aerospace Scholarships, summer all expenses paid, week-long program to the NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. Applications are available for juniors beginning August 30th, 2022 through October 21st, 2022. Visit nasa.gov/has to apply and for more information.
We spoke to Mrs. Voorhees and Ms. Tipton for more insight on Judge Benavides, who visited us for Meet the Teacher last night. Let's send it to Emma for more.
Hey cats, I'm here with Ms. Tipton and Ms. Voorhees. So I heard there was a judge that turned up at the school. Can y'all tell me how that went?
Honorable Judge Joe Benavides was here yesterday evening to speak to parents and students about why attendance matters. And unfortunately, we didn't have the turnout that we were hoping to have or that we've had in the past. But I believe it was just so much going on in the school at the same time that that didn't help. But attendance does matter, and he does care so much about his students and about making sure that the students come to school every day. And so his presentation was pretty much about if students end up having to go to court, what are the consequences of going to court, what the importance is in making sure that students are in school. Unfortunately, we have started this school year with a lot of kids with a lot of unexcused absences. As a matter of fact, I have never had to start processing kids on attendance contracts. We already have maybe over 60 kids that are on attendance contracts, and some of these kids are already going to be referred for truancy court. This is something that happens when you have unexcused absences. I can't file on a student that doesn't have unexcused absences, but when you have at least 10 or more, chances are the district will ask me to file on them. And that's why the judge is here, and that's why we wish that kids would come and parents would show up so that we can see what we can do to lead your student into the right path where you will not end up in court, because that is the least favorite thing that I want to do, but it's the thing that I have to do if the students meet the criteria.
Perfect. Thank you. Back to the studio.
Applications for joining the Spanish Club are due tomorrow. The first meeting will be on Tuesday, September 30th at 8 in the morning in Miss Sheik's room, number 316.
Actually, that was really fun. I did it last year. I think I'm going to do it again this year. It was super fun. This is the last week of the Top Cats Dancing for a Cure Breast Cancer Awareness t-shirt sales. Please see any Top Cat for an order form or Mrs. Cooley in 513. There are also flyers around the school with a QR code for ordering the shirt online.
Now here's Luke with the rundown on sports right after this short break. I'm Jonathan from Calallen TV, and we all know the new protocol for whenever we walk into the high school, we're supposed to show our IDs. If failure to do so, then we have to sign a list and get this temporary ID. Whenever you get this, you want to make sure that you turn it in at the attendance office by the end of the day in the red basket. If failure to do so, then it results to a day of lunch D-Hall. That's it for me. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Anchors, and good morning, Wildcats. We caught up with some of our football players to gain more insight on tomorrow's game against Cuero. Let's take a look.
This is Bryce from Calallen TV, and I'm here with Ernest Hinojosa and Epi Hinojosa, 2 football players. And how do you feel offensively coming into the Cuero game?
I feel great. I feel like we've been practicing hard. We've been doing everything 100%. So I feel like we're well prepared for this game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And how do you feel defensively coming into the Cuero game?
We had a good practice this week on defense. Cuero has a bunch of explosive players, and then coaches have done well for us to study and had a good practice.
All right, well, it's going to be packed at Cuero. It's only 2 hours away, so we're going to need some fans. And that's it from us. Now back to the studio.
We also have this week's episode of Cat's Den. Let's take it to Aaron, me, and Jace for more.
We're here for another episode of Cat's Den. I'm here with Luke Medina and Jace Hofstetter. We got 3 games for you this week. Jace, our first game is Flower Bluff and Alice.
Personally, I have Flower Bluff. After a disappointing loss against us last week, I do think they're going to come out and they're going to bring the heat.
Okay, Luke?
I think Alice is going to come out here very angry after that upset loss, and they're going to be on fire this week, ready to go.
Okay, so we got our second game of the week, TM versus West Oso.
I'm going with TM because I know West Oso isn't very good. They've been getting blown out. They only have 1 win out of the 3, so I'm going with Teloso.
Luke got TM.
Me personally, I have West Oso. Last week they played
San
Diego, thank you, and lost 53-62. And so I think they are gonna have a pretty high-scoring game, but I think they'll come out with a W on that.
You think it'll be a matter of how much TM can score?
I do think it'll come down to that, yes.
And our favorite game of the week, Calallen versus Cuero.
I got to give it to Calallen.
Calallen.
Yeah, Calallen's our lock of the week. Well, this is your episode of Cat's Den. Let's take it back to the studio.
The swim meet had a meet yesterday here against Alice. Here's Hayden with Coach Lawrence for the results.
I'm here with Coach Lawrence. So, Coach, y'all had a swim meet yesterday. How do you think that went?
Well, it went really good. It was the first one. It was kind of a practice meet. We just wanted to get used to, all the rules and regulations. We had one of the officials there that kind of clued in the younger kids that may have made some mistakes and could have gotten DQ'd in a regular meet, but like I say, it was just for practice. But overall, the meet went really well. It was just us and Alice. Alice has a much bigger team than us, so overall they scored more points just because they had more kids in events. But we did really well as far as first place and second place finishes, so I thought we did really well.
So I heard Jenny Pinkins broke a record. What was that record for?
Yes, she did. She broke the individual medley that was held by Erica Larson, and she broke it by I think 3 or 4 seconds. So she did really well, and it's not even one of the events that she does normally. So she's just a really strong swimmer, and she can swim all the strokes and does a really good job.
When do y'all actually start for swimming, y'all's district?
Our district meet will be the very last meet. It's not till like February. So we have a long season ahead of us, lots of practices and lots of meets to go. So it's the district meet's a little bit. It's more like track where your very last meet, all the district teams come together and meet up and compete.
Thank you. Now back to the studio.
If you're interested in becoming a member of the powerlifting team, you need to download the Sports U app and use the code to join. The code is B24V-SZ22, and Coach Hofstetter will be posting information on the app every so often until the season starts. And that's the latest on Calallen Sports. Now back to the anchors.
Now here's Jace with today's weather forecast after this short break.
Good morning, Wildcats. Let's take a look at today's weather, but first we need to thank our sponsor, Sonic America's Drive-In. Right now we're looking at 78 degrees Fahrenheit with a 1% chance of rain and winds going north-northeast at 7 miles per hour. Going into the rest of today, we are looking at 83 degrees Fahrenheit with an 8% chance of rain and winds going east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. At 4 o'clock, it will be 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a 15% chance of rain and winds going east at 10 miles per hour. At 8 o'clock, it'll be 83 degrees Fahrenheit, 15% chance of rain, and winds going east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Going into the weekend, we're looking at degrees of 90 to 88 to 89 over the weekend, a 43% chance of rain going into 44 and 47, and winds staying at a good 11 to 13 miles per hour going east-southeast throughout the entire weekend. That's all for me. Now back to the main anchors.
Thank you, Jace.
And that's all for your announcements for today. But now it's time for the joke of the day. So, Michaela,
Yeah.
what do you call a chicken at the North Pole?
I don't know, Jonathan, what?
Lost.
For all you social people out there, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Calallen TV for all the latest updates. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos. Please don't forget you can also catch our Saturday show on the CW at 5 p.m. and KDF at 11 a.m. And as always,
Stay classy, Calallen.